Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1715. I had to write down the right number. Thankful Thursday. So I thought it was time to look for gratitude because I have a lot to be grateful for. If you watched our podcast last night, I was extremely grateful for all the people who had responded to the private messages that we sent out and purchased something from our store in its first 30 days since we kind of did an official launch of it. So to all of those who participated in that, thank you very much. We truly appreciate your support. I also want to say thank you to all of the people that tuned in today or have since watched the video from this morning's live where we launched the new products that we've come out with, which is, I didn't bring it in here. Damn, I was supposed to bring it in here so you could see it. It's a black mug that when you pour hot liquid into it, a design appears. And we've started a collection for Mother's Day, which is coming up on May 12th. We've got teacher appreciation ones as well, which is May 6th through 10th. And we just got a selection for book lovers. Now, those mugs are the first in the product line. There are more that are going to be coming out in the mugs, and they are the changing color mugs. They're in an 11-ounce coffee mug, which for me is perfect because I can hold it properly with my hand. This is one my dear friend Kathy sent me. But it's a 16-ounce mug. And the problem with this is I can't hold it properly. I like to hold my coffee mugs like this one I got to hold it like this. And I always feel unsteady when I'm drinking. I've got to use two hands for it. But the 11-ounce one fits perfectly in my hand. But I love my mug. It sits on my desk. Doesn't have coffee in it. It's got oils. It's got my oils in there. It's got my lavender, my frankincense, and my... Actually, it wasn't lavender. Oh, yeah, it was lavender. I've got two lavenders in there. I've got a couple of frankincense in there. I've got tea tree. I've got... more frankincense. What's this one? On Guard. Good for protection of health. Neroli. I have no idea what... this one smells really good if I remember right. Yeah. I like that one. I don't exactly know what it's for. I'm still learning all my oils. But so that's where I keep my desk oils. So I have oils that I use when I'm sitting here at my desk working, and that's where I keep them. So I'm very grateful to Kathy for that mug where it says no such thing as too much sparkle, and I totally agree with that. Somebody's come back in from eating. What was really funny is just before we got online is I had to go and turn the AC on because it was getting really stuffy in here. It was like 93 degrees or something outside today. It was 35 degrees Celsius, I think it was. 35. Yeah, 35. It was 35 degrees Celsius, which I think is like 96 or hang on, 35 C. What do we got? To Fahrenheit. 95. So it was around 95, 96 today, which is 35 degrees Celsius for all my metric people. And so yes, a little bit, but inside it only got to 74, but it got very stuffy. Oh, hang on, I've got to go convert that one. What's 74? I don't know if it'll go back the other way. 23 degrees. So it's 20. So it's 23 degrees in the house right now, which for me is a little on the stuffy side. So we're mingling it up a little bit. I went out to turn the AC on. I come back into the office. Zeffie she follows me now, and I'll tell you why in a second. So she follows me out to the hallway there where I turned on the thermostat. I come back in. She dive bombs on her toy that is down here on the floor, and then just lays there with it and watches me as I go to turn the lights on, close the blinds, and everything else. And she's got her hand on her toy ready to play as soon as I go live. And so I sat down and I was getting everything all set up. And so she went off and ate. Now she's come back and is stretched out on the floor over there, which you can't see. And her toy's over here behind her. So she hasn't gone after that yet. Anyway, so why does Ziffy follow me everywhere right now? Because I'm teaching her to play hide and seek. I go hide, she's got to come find me. And it is hilarious watching her with this. And like I will turn around and I'll just get up and I'll just walk out of the room, and I won't have my slippers on, which sort of like flop around and make noise. I make sure I have like socks on or bare feet, and off I go because we've got tiled hallways and things. And one of the bedrooms, they replaced the carpet with laminate flooring, but it makes this weird noise when you walk on it. And so if she hears that noise, she knows exactly where I am. The other spare bedroom we have, which is the guest room, which currently has boxes in it. It's got a line of boxes around the wall that are all sorted. And then it's got the ones in the middle that I still have to go through. And I can quite easily go behind it and squat down behind the boxes, and she can't see me when she walks up and down the hallway unless she comes into the room and around the boxes. That's one of my favorite hiding places. My other favorite hiding place is to get into the bedroom and go on the far side of the bed, which is her side of the bed, and crouch down beside the bed. And I'm down there on the floor and I'm looking under the bed and I can watch her feet. And she like comes into the doorway, comes a few feet in the room, and she'll just like look around, and then she just turns around and walks back out. And I'm like, why did you didn't even go check the closet? And then yesterday I got a really good thigh workout. I kid you not. I had to squat for 5 minutes behind my kitchen island. I did not kneel down there because it's on tile. There's no way I'm kneeling on tiles. I'm sorry. I was squatted down behind the kitchen island. And I could hear her coming. At one point she comes up, and like from behind the kitchen island, you can see directly across to the cabinets and the counter that's there, and you can see the doorway to the pantry. Well, she came up, looks in the pantry. Had she turned her head left, she would have seen me. No, what does she do? She looks in the pantry, keeps turning to the right, and walks back out again. 5 minutes I was squatted. When she finally found me, I went to stand up and my legs were like jelly. I could hardly walk. But today they feel fine. We've been doing squats today and they feel fine today. So that was kind of funny. But I am full of gratitude because she keeps me detained. I get to challenge her with new things. And it's really funny because she'll come and lay here on the mat like every night. And I'll be walking around going, where's Zeffie, where are you? And she says nothing. She's like, so, because I've seen her coming out of the other rooms. I'm like, what are you up to in there? And she just goes in there and checks it all. I mean, she even goes into the guest bathroom, which I never go into. I think I've only hidden in there once. But yeah, I have different places I just go and hide, like squatting down behind furniture, an island, whatever. And she comes, and it takes her like 5 minutes to find me. And the first time I hid from her, I was actually standing in the guest bedroom behind the row of boxes there, but I was standing so I could see her. I wasn't crouched down at that point. And she just walks, and she's like walking down the hallway, and she turns to the left, which is where the guest bathroom is, directly across from the guest room. And she turns to the left and keeps going down into the bedroom. You hear her going into the bedroom, and you hear her walking on the bathroom. You hear her nails on the tile, and you hear her coming back out again. And she walks past, and again she looks at the bathroom as she goes past. It took about 5 to 10 minutes to find me that time. I'm standing there in the room in plain sight, but the room was dark. I will admit that. But yeah, so we're teaching her to play hide and seek. If I go hide, she's got to come find me. Her idea of hiding is to come here and lay on the mat behind me. And that's her idea of hiding from Mum. So anyway, we've been playing that game lately, and it's been a lot of fun. So gratitude, that's what we're jeepers. Well, how did I get on that other stuff? I'll tell you. I get to rambling. Now, last night I went for a walk. No, actually, we went somewhere. Last night I went for a walk. It was like 80 something degrees, which was around 30 degrees Celsius. And I have to tell you, it was a beautiful evening. I don't like hot temperatures. Yet I'm living in Arizona. Go figure. But we went out for a walk last night, and it was beautiful. I just had t-shirt on, had on the top I didn't have a sweatshirt on, and I had my reflective vest on. I always put my reflective vest on when we go out walking in the evenings, because sometimes we're coming home and it's in that dusk time. It's in that dusk time, and where people can't see very well at times. So I wear my reflective vest, and we're walking around. It was absolutely gorgeous. We went on an extra long evening walk. We have our regular morning walk. We have our regular evening walk, and sometimes we make it a little longer in the evenings and stuff. So we're getting like 2.5 miles that day instead of like our regular 2 miles. So we did that. We did the extra walk last night, which was really, really cool. Actually, it was nice and pleasant and warm. It was a beautiful evening out. There were a lot of people out walking their dogs. The kids were playing in the playgrounds. It was awesome to see so many families out and that sort of thing as well. So we're talking about gratitude tonight. Okay. I can tell you right now, writing down things that you are grateful for in that moment in time helps keep your vibration high. And when your vibration is high, you become a magnet for opportunities, for blessings, for all good sorts of good stuff. And was it Sun Tzu says, opportunities multiply when they are seized. So the more opportunities that come your way and the more you seize, that's how it goes. But let's see, gratitude enhances mental health. So if you're regularly experiencing gratitude, you can help reduce stress, anxiety, and depression by shifting focus from the negative to the positive aspects of life. And I will tell you this, I have my, I've shown this plenty of time, my composition book here. It actually has a really cool cover, which says dream big and sweet. It says dream big and sweet. I don't know what the and sweet bit is, but dream big. And you can see I've been doing this one since 28th of February I started it. So this is all of March and into April in here. And it's just a composition book. It sits here on my desk. And whenever I get the inspiration strikes me, I go and write in it. The first thing I do before I get onto the, like if I'm sitting down to do work for a client that day, I put there, the first thing I do before I start the work for the client is turn around and go, I am full of love and gratitude for the opportunity to work with this client and provide them with an excellent service. And it puts me into that frame of mind. Jeepers, what is going on with my tongue tonight? Puts me in that frame of mind that whatever I'm doing for that client is going to be top notch. It's going to work out beautifully. It's going to be exactly what they want and everything else. And I'm in that frame and when I'm in that frame of mind, nothing else phases me. It's just, we're in that frame of mind. Before I get on the help chat every afternoon, I write down, I'm full of love and gratitude for the people I get to help today. And so when I get into the help chat, we're in there and we're messaging people backwards and forwards, and we may be doing 2 or 3 people at once. But I like to work on one and then go to the next. But sometimes you gotta multitask and do several at once. Like if you're waiting for information from them, you can go work with somebody else while you're waiting for that information. And you get to get in there and you get to teach them how to use a system, and it's a lot of fun, and it's so cool, and I'm so grateful for it. And when I'm researching genealogy, I'm like, I am full of love and gratitude for the people I'm going to find today. And it could be I've got a brick wall that I'm trying to get under, over, around, through it, and smash it through it. And so by putting that in there, it switches what's going on in here. It switches it to a place of mind that you've already found it. I may specify in there that I'm full of love and gratitude for the information I find on, and then I name the person. And so my mind's now and say, oh, we're going to find that stuff because I've already put out that I'm grateful for it. Now the brain gets to work and go, oh, that's already happened. So we're going to make it true now. We've already stated it. We have to make it true. So there's that sort of thing as well. It can expressing gratitude can actually improve physical health. When you're more grateful, you tend to take better care of your health. You exercise more regularly, and you report fewer ailments. And I was on a Zoom call with a friend on Saturday, and we hadn't spoken for a while, so it was a great catch-up call. It was awesome. I found that she had moved and life changes and all that sort of stuff, so it was really cool. And she said that even though I'm still very sparkly and everything else, she had noticed something different about me. And she said, I just can't put my finger on it. I says, it's because I do this gratitude. I'm doing my gratitude journal every single day. And this is, and I have it open on my desk so I can write into it every single time I'm grateful for something. And she's like, oh, that's what it is. And we started talking about, expressing gratitude and how it can physically help you change, because now that you're more acceptable, and I'm always full of love and gratitude for the body that I have. It's the only one I'm getting. And I'm full of love and gratitude with how healthy and fit it is, and the great physical shape that it's in. We're working on it. Down 4 released 4 inches off my waist. So in the last, since, 4 months? 4 months. I haven't hopped on the scale for about a month. You can also get better sleep, because when you're in that frame of mind of being grateful, You're in that positive mind. It's calming your mind down before you go to sleep, reducing stress and anxiety, which helps you sleep better. And some people like to, at the end of the day, sit down and write in their gratitude journal. I tried that. I've done that. But what I found is that it was stressing me out because I couldn't remember everything throughout the day that I was grateful for. And it's like when you start the day with a grateful heart, I always do. I'm full of love. And when we're out walking, I'm full of love and gratitude, and I'm just like rattling things off. They don't get written in the journal because I'm expressing them at the time that we're walking, because I don't have the journal with me. And by the time I've I've probably forgotten about half the stuff that I saw that I was full of love and gratitude for. But that's okay. It's okay. I'm expressing it as we walk, and Zephy gets to hear all of it. So when you're and you're not sitting down and having to go, okay, what am I grateful for this morning? Coffee. What am I grateful for? Tea, food, and just like going through things. And so I find it's better to express the gratitude in the moment that it happens, which is why I have this journal here on the table with me. And then I find that I sleep better at night because I'm not having to stress myself out and remember, what did I do today that I'm grateful for? I'm grateful for my big toes. I will tell you this, when I first started doing gratitude journals, people were saying do up to 10 things. I'm like, oh my gosh, what the heck am I going to write? What am I going to write about for 10 things? I have to do a list of 10 things that I'm grateful for. And this is when I first started learning about gratitude journals. Number 1, I'm grateful for my husband. Number 2, I'm grateful for my stepkids. Number 3, I'm grateful for my dog. Number 4, I'm grateful for my birds. And I literally got that. And by the time I was getting down to number 10, and this is like every day and everything. And when I was told, I can't remember who got me started on this, but they said you have to write about 10 different things every day. You can't write the same things every day. It has to be 10 new things. So by the time I get to like day 3, I'm like, I'm grateful for my big toes. I'm grateful for the pen that I'm using to write this with. I am grateful for my journal. And I'm like looking around going, what else have I got there? Oh, I'm grateful for my nail files, my emery boards. I am grateful for my water bottle. It was just stupid random stuff, but it got you into the mindset of being grateful. Now I'm a little more advanced with doing the grateful stuff and have been doing it for a while. And I will tell you, this is the best method that I have found, is writing it down as you go. Then you don't have to sit at the end of the day and go, because you get stressed out. You go, what did I do today? Oh, where did I go? What did I do? Oh, I went grocery shopping. Grateful I was able to go grocery shopping. And you write that, oh, what else did I do? And you forget it, and you forget half the things. So if you write down if you do your gratitude in the moment that it happens, it helps. And there's just a connection between a pen and paper or pencil and paper that helps with that. You can also strengthen relationships by saying thank you. It could be, a client has booked some business with you, and you send them a thank you note to say, hey, thank you very much for your business. We truly appreciate it. We thank you for supporting our business. We look forward to serving you again. Just something simple like that. Just sending a thank you card, you could do an email, but you know what's more impactful? Sending a physical card in the mail that says thank you. That is, that will have the biggest impact, is when you send a physical card that they get in the mail and they open it up and it's got thank you. I love mailbox surprises. I really do. I love going out. We've now gotten to the habit, because I'm going to tell you a funny story. So back in March, so I hadn't checked my mail. Here at the house, we don't have a mailbox in the front of the house. There's one of those banks where it's got outdoor bank, where it's got all these different boxes, and every house has a box, and you've got a key to get into it. So the street isn't cluttered with letterboxes and mailboxes and all that sort of stuff. So you have to go there. And it is literally a 2-minute walk from my front door. So it is not that far for me to go. I think I last cleared it in end of December, beginning of January, I think it was when I last cleared it. And by that stage, I got into the end of February, and I thought, oh, I've got to go clear out the mailbox. Now, my mailbox, where I get my regular mail sent to, which is in a UPS store in a shopping mall, 10-minute drive from our house, I clear that more often than I was clearing the one that's a 2-minute walk. And so I went there. So on the 1st of No, sorry, it was the 28th. It was the 29th of February. It's 29th of February. No, it was the 28th. Sorry, it was the 28th. I go to my mailbox. So I took over a shopping bag with me so I could put all the mail in there because I knew there'd be a lot of junk mail and there'd be a whole ton of advertising mail for the people who used to live here and, do the return to sender thingy and all that sort of stuff. And so I went over there to clear it. There's nothing in my box except there was a note from the post office on a green piece of paper that said, hey, your mailbox is getting really full. You've got 10 days to clear it out or we're going to be taking it out of there and returning it to sender. Well, the 10 days expired the day before and my mailbox was empty. It had no junk mail in there, no regular mail, no nothing. And they'd crossed out that the 27th was my deadline to do this and then checked the next box down, which says, hey, we have cleared out your box and we're returning all mail to sender. And I was like, okay. And then it had a form in there for a new resident. So they thought maybe I'd moved out and I hadn't told the post office or whatever. And so it said, call this number to restart your mail if you're still living in the house. So I called that number several times. 3 minutes and 6 seconds it rang for before it hung up. And I was like, well, how are you supposed to start without the phone? So I took the green piece of paper, I flipped it over, and I wrote on the back a nice little note to the U.S. Postal Service saying, thank you very much for taking, for clearing out the mailbox. I truly appreciate it. And I apologize sincerely for the fact that I have not been clearing my mailbox often enough. I said, I will make more of an effort to do this. But in the meantime, could you please restart my mail? Next day, I had a letter in the box. So now what we do is that when we go for a walk in the morning, there is a way that when we're in the park, we can come down a side street, then we come down past the mailbox and to home. So that's the way we do every morning. And I'm out there and I'm in there every morning, go clear out the mail. And I've now got the point where I say to Sophie, we're going to go clear the mail today. Let's go see what we've got. And I says, are we? And I'll say to her, I says, we're full of love and gratitude because there's mail in our mailbox. It's going to be exciting today. There may be nothing in there. It may just be the junk mail in there, the weekly thing with all the coupons and stuff in it, or it could be some advertising thing for a previous tenant in the house or whatever. We're grateful for whatever's in our mailbox as we're walking down there and we'll open the mail and, hey, we got junk mail today. Yay. And we actually come home and we flip through it. That's how I found out about the Omaha steak thing for the $99 and getting all that meat, which is, I had that steak last night was pretty good. Oh yeah, I cooked a steak last night. I got brave. If you haven't seen my Facebook post, I got brave last night. I cooked a steak. I pulled up the instructions on Omaha Steak, how to pan sear a steak. Not put it in the oven. Sometimes they do the pan searing, and then you put it in the oven. I don't have any pans that I can do that with. Actually, yes, I do. Totally forgot about that one. But this is like this big pan, and my steak was like this big. But I have a little pan, which is kind of heavy. And so I read the instructions on what to do. And I'm standing there. I'm like, okay, so I'd already taken the steak out the day before. So it was from the freezer into the refrigerator to defrost, which is what they said to do, but I'd already done that. It says, take it out and sit it on the counter for 30 to 40 minutes at room temperature to bring it up. And I'm like, okay. So I did that. I did 40 minutes. And then, and I had actually taken it out of the wrapper. So I'd taken it out of the wrapper, patted it dry. That was another thing they said in there. And I seasoned it on both sides, and then I sat it on the plate for 40 minutes before I did anything with it. Then I went and turned the pan on and said, heat the pan up for 5 minutes, on medium heat. So I turned the gas cooker onto medium heat and put my pan on it and left it for 5 minutes. And then it says, place the steak on the pan and let it sear for 5 minutes, because it had to cook 12 to 14 minutes for a medium rare for the size steak. It was an inch thick. And so they said, you got to do it a minute less than halfway through. And I was like, okay, we're going for 12 minutes because I prefer the rear side of medium rare. It's got to stop mooing, but we like the medium rare. And so I put the timer on for 5 minutes. The timer went on. And meanwhile, I'm busy cleaning up the kitchen and just emptying the dishwasher and just doing kitchen stuff. And then the timer went off. So I went over, turned the steak over. Now I had to put it on for 7 minutes to equal the 12. And did that, and then carried on cleaning my kitchen and stuff like that, and just pottering around and doing little things here and there. And then it said 7 minutes, so I took it off the heat and put it on a plate, and it said to cover it with tin foil. Well, we're not using the aluminium foil. I got a pot lid, and I placed it on over the over the steak, but I didn't let it sit on the plate. So I had the plate comes up and it's got a little rim. So I laid it so it was across that little rim. So there was a little gap because it said loosely cover with tin foil. Yeah, I wasn't doing that. After our session with Nicole on detoxifying the kitchen and aluminium foil, yeah, we try not to use that anymore. So I got a pot lid and I put it so it was an angle and there was just little air vents underneath. So it was loosely covered. Let it sit for 5 minutes and then I opened it up and I went, oh, it's a little more on the medium side than the medium rare side. But I thought, I cooked a steak and I didn't overcook it. It wasn't a hockey puck. And I will tell you this, there was very little, if any, shrinkage on the meat. And I was like, wow, because usually I'll get a piece of meat. Like if I get the hamburgers are like about this big. By the time I cook them, they're about this big. They like shrink. I don't know why. Maybe I need to learn how to cook a hamburger properly. Defrosted or from frozen. No, actually, I've never done them from frozen. I've always done them when they're defrosted. So, take the hamburger steaks, which are about this big, and when I finish cooking them, they're like this, and they're like a hockey puck. My steak was not a hockey puck last night. So I was very proud of myself for doing that, and I was, full of love and gratitude that I had actually cooked a steak almost correctly, almost perfectly. It's going to take a little more practice, but I did it, and I still have three of the top sirloin steaks from the Omaha steak order sitting in my freezer, and I also have 3 of the pork chops wrapped in bacon still sitting in my freezer. Actually, no, I think I'm down to 2. Yeah, I'm down to 2 because I cooked 2 last time, so I had one the next day for food for a meal. But last night I just did the 1 steak, so I have 3 steaks left, and I have 2 pork chops wrapped in bacon, and I had a couple of the chicken breasts that they had there. Those were actually pretty good chicken breasts. Skinless, boneless chicken breasts. They were good. And then what else have I done in that? And I've done the hot dogs. I've done the sausages that were in there. Sausages were really good. Yeah. So, I was very grateful for that meat pack, the pricing on that coupon that I got out of the junk mail, and was able to stock up my freezer with this extra food. And I said it would take about 3 months to eat, and I'm not even halfway through the meat that's in there. And I'm looking, what am I going to put on the order in May? So I'm keeping a note of which of these things that I like, so I can remember to order more of them next time. So, yeah, grateful for that. So, just find anything that you're grateful. If you've got food if you're able to put food on the table, be grateful for it. If you've got a stocked pantry, fridge, and freezer, be grateful for the fact that they're stocked up and you can make food from home. I haven't had takeout for 3 months now, I think it's been 3 months, might be 4. What are we in April? Yeah, probably 4, because I think it was January the last time I had any takeout. Which I thought, that's pretty cool. We're gone 4 months, 3 to 4 months with no junk food. So I'm like feeling pretty proud of myself. But it's just being grateful for the little things. This is, and you've probably heard me talk about this, but I've never shown it. This is my vacuum seal coffee mug. And when I'm doing my mushroom coffee, it goes in this because it sits here on my desk and I don't want any spillage. And it has little thingies that you got to go. I don't know if you can see that moving in there, but you press this down when you want to drink, and it then opens these little holes here on both sides so that you can sip your drink. And it's got holes on both sides, so it doesn't matter which side you're sipping from. But I would tell you this thing, I start work at 12 on the help chat, and I usually finish this around 2:30 in the afternoon. And this is, I want to say 20 ounces. No, it's 16 ounces. Because I have one of those coffee thingies that do the single serve things, but my single serve thing also comes with a basket filter thingy-mabob that you put the grounds in, so you're not having to use those little plastic thingies all the time. So, that's what that is. So how you get those little individual thingy-mabobs? Well, mine has an insert that you put those in. So you can either do what I think they call them the K-cups. You can either do that, or you can use they also have the option where they have a refillable one that you can use, and it's just called, and the button's grounds. And so I put this underneath, and it fits under there perfectly, and it's always 14 ounces is the most I can do, and I still have room at the top. So this is about 16 ounces, this. Because you've got room to put, your creamer in and all that sort of stuff too. So this is my coffee mug that I absolutely love. Cleaning it is a pain in the ass. Oh, did I just say that? Because, hang on, I'm going to turn it to the left. Always, before I undo it, I have to release the air that's inside. Okay, so this is what it looks like under the lid. And this piece opens. See, these little holes. And it's cleaning in all of these little pieces in here. And before you unhook it, you also got to clean down in here as well. And sometimes it's easy to get to those bits there. And cold coffee. So yeah, that's why it's such an annoying thing to clean. But I love it. Anyway, so be grateful for everything. It helps a lot with your physicality, physical body. It helps build stronger relationships. You can enhance self-esteem with it. I love her. It can boost your happiness. And I will tell you, there's times that like a client comes back and goes, oh my gosh, thank you so much for doing whatever it was we helped them with. And I'm so like, yes, I got to help somebody. Yeah, I'm so grateful I got to help that person. And it boosts the vibrations. And when your vibrations are high, you're attracting positive stuff, because what you put out there. So if you're putting out the positive vibes and the thankfulness and the gratitude and stuff, you're going to get it coming back to you. So it's a good practice to get into. And your increased positivity, it encourages paying things forward. I love helping people, and I'm always looking for ways that I can help people. How can I help people? So I'm always looking for that, because that's my little zone. So you better sleep, and she's standing by the door. So it is time for us to go, because my dog is being full of love and gratitude that she gets to go for a walk this evening. But find things to be in. If you can't get happy, get one of these tie-dye t-shirts with the big smiley face on it. I would tell you, this shirt, whenever I walk on a cruise ship, I have this shirt on with the big smiley face. And I walk on with and the crew, and you've got the crew members along the way, and always there is always one that will turn around and go, smile, you're going on a cruise. And they'll be like, yeah, smile, you're going on a cruise. And I'll just look at them and go, but I am smiling. Then they finally get the shirt. Yes. It's always fun to play with people like that. It's always good to have good fun, and, but I am smiling. And then they see the shirt. Yes. I know. I love having fun. Anyway, so we're going to go and have some fun on our walk this evening. I don't know what friends she's going to meet along the way, or there's always kids around that want to come up and pet her, and she's she loves kids, but she kind of steps back a little from them, and she usually ends up standing between my legs, because that's her safe spaces, between my legs. If we're out and we're talking or something like that, I'll tell her to come safe, and she'll, whichever side she's on, she'll come and sit between my legs and just sit there, because that's her safe space. But anyway, go out, be thankful for everything, and be thankful in all things. Find something to be thankful for. If you've got a family, now this is a hard one to do, and I totally get that it is a hard. What the heck was that? It was just a little bit of light that went across the screen. This is a hard one to do, but it makes a huge difference, and it's something that I have learned, that I struggled with at the beginning. Now, I have always been grateful for the experiences we had through Brad's journey with cancer. Always. I was always, because we got to meet so many amazing people, and Brad, and because we were grateful for that, we ended up with some of the best people in the field that we needed, that was looking after Brad. Like, his colorectal surgeon was one of the top colorectal surgeons in the Atlantic seaboard area. because that's where we were in Virginia at the time. We ended up with one of the top oncologists in the area as well. When we came out to LA, we got a couple of oncologists who were sort of like, we need to find a new one. Then when we moved down to San Diego and Brad's cancer came back, we lucked out. We got the top colorectal oncology research doctor in the country. He was actually at the time, he was the president of the American Oncology Association or something like that. But he was one of the top researchers in the country for colorectal cancer. So we got him, and he was absolutely brilliant. Very, very grateful for the medical care that we got. When the time was right, we met the right people to treat Brad. And that was awesome. I mean, his palliative care team were just top notch. They were amazing people, absolutely amazing. But when Brad passed, he had all the heartbreak and everything else. And somebody said to me, be great, cherish the memories that you have with that person and be grateful for the amount of time you got to have with that. It may not have been the amount of time that you wanted to spend with that person, but you got to spend, that number of years with that person before they passed. And I'm sort of like, it was a struggle for me to do that at first. Now, not a problem. Anytime, when it was Brad's birthday, I was grateful for the number of birthdays I got to celebrate with him, for the surprise party. And then I remembered the surprise party we threw for him when he turned 40. That was a lot of fun doing that one. And so it was just these little things along the way. And every now and again, something comes up and I'm like, I'm grateful that I have those memories and I got to spend that time with him. And we got to spend together, the years that we got to spend together. So it's been, even though it was cut, some people say it was cut short, and I'm like, yeah, but we're all here with a purpose. Once our purpose is fulfilled, our time on earth is done. Our time in our bodies is done. I get that. I accept that. And even though it's a tragedy to see somebody pass so young, their purpose on earth is done. That's it. When your time is up, your time is up. And that's why your time is up, because your purpose has been completed. For whatever reason you were put on this earth for, that reason has been fulfilled. And your mission on earth has been done, and it's time for you to go. And some people go, oh, they died so young. Yeah, but be grateful for them. And I always remember what that person told. I wish I could remember who told me that, because I'm grateful to them for telling me that I get to be grateful for all the times for the years I got to spend with Brad. And now I get to spend time with my grandkids. I get to spend time with his sons, and I'm grateful for those times when I get to spend time with family and friends. I am very grateful for it, because, these people are put into our lives for a reason. And yes, they are. And it could be just a person that you pass in the street that could turn around. Not even doing thumbs up. That you could turn around. What happens if I do this? But it could be that you're walking down the street someday and somebody gives you a smile, and that is the highlight of your day. That person was put on that path to intersect with you, to give you that lift in your day when your day may not have been going so well. That is why whenever I am out and I am walking, like I'm in a supermarket or something, there's a lot of people that are like single mind focused. I got to get here, I got to get to, and they end up cutting people off. I go in with an open, and I will tell you this, I have done this and I have proven it time and time and time again. There are days I just did not want to deal with people at all for whatever reason. And we had to do grocery shopping. And I was like, so I would go down and do the grocery shopping. And I got every red light. It took forever to get out of my street. People were cutting me off. I finally got to the supermarket. I had to park all the way over in the back of the lot because the parking lot was absolutely full for whatever reason. I got into the supermarket. I had to go find me a shopping cart because there wasn't one at this end. So I had to go to the other end, to the other door where there were shopping carts. And people kept running into me all over the store with their shopping carts. I have done this multiple times when there's been times when I just did not want to go out. So I basically became invisible to people, even though I was physically present. People did not see me until they had already hit me. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. Yeah. And then there's been days it's like, okay, I get the attitude of, let's go out. And that could be anything. It could be going to the bookstore. It could be going to the craft store. It could be going to the office supplies. It could be going out to a restaurant, whatever. I will tell you this, do not do this on a day when you're going to the restaurant because you will get shitty service. Guaranteed. So anytime you go into a restaurant, put yourself in a good mood. I am grateful that I'm going to blah, blah, blah restaurant. I'm going to have a fabulous time and have a great meal. And that's exactly what will happen. If you turn around and go, I really don't want to go out to the restaurant. I don't want to go deal with people, blah, 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 blah. You're going to have a shitty time at that restaurant. I will tell you. You'll be sending your meals back. The service will be crap. Just change the attitude. But if I go out and I'm like, okay, I want to go out and interact with as many people as I can. I then get in the car. I go driving. There's a break in traffic. I can get out of the street quicker. The lights are all green all the way to the market. Yes, we love that. We get there. We find a parking space that is close enough that you can walk. I don't like getting like right next to the door. I like to be down the aisle, down the lane, just a little bit, not right up next to the door like some people do. But I don't mind, but I'm not at the back of the parking lot. I'm a lot closer. And I get there. There's plenty of carts there. I get my cart. I'm walking through the supermarket. Everybody's getting out of my way, and I get to smile and say hello to a lot of people. And even if it's they catch your eye, I just smile. And there's other times I'm just going, hey, have a great day, And I'm always polite to the staff. When I'm in a crappy mood, I don't get served very quickly. So yeah. And that just makes me a little more. But when I go out with that open heart and that gratitude of the people I get to meet that day, it is a big difference in how you drive and the green lights and everything, the traffic, everything. It is really, really, it's a big difference. People go to me, oh, that doesn't happen. I said, I have done it time and time and time again. I know that this happens. If I go, if I shut down for the day, I don't want to deal with people. I now do not go out of the house because I know I'm going to have a crappy ride. And people go, oh, but you got to change your attitude about that. I says, yeah, I've got to change it to an attitude of gratitude. And when I do that, everything goes fine. So if you are looking at going out, check your attitude at the door. Find something to be grateful for. I'm going out for dinner tonight with friends. Yay! Celebrate that. I'm so, I'm full of love and gratitude that I get to have dinner with friends tonight. Put that out there, and we're going to have we have a fabulous meal and a great evening, and it will happen that way. But if you're like, I really don't want to go out, then it's going to be a crappy night out. I can tell you that. And people go, oh, it doesn't happen. I says, try it the next time you're at the supermarket. They're like, really? I says, yeah. I says, if you want to become invisible in a crowd of people, just go out with the attitude of, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to see anybody. I just don't want to be around people, but I have to go to the supermarket. And you will get the worst traffic ever. You'll be at every stoplight. You won't find a park close to the supermarket. You got to park all the way over the far end of the parking lot. And you get in there, there's no carts. You got to go to the other end of the supermarket to get the carts. And then you've got people bumping into you all the way and cutting you off and everything else, including the drive to and from the supermarket. But turn it around and say, I'm going to, that I'm full of love and gratitude of all the people I'm going to interact with today. And you go out with that attitude and the high vibe, and you're smiling at people and you're wishing them a great day. And this, sometimes just to say hi. And with a hi with a smile, and that could be the bright spark in somebody's day that turned their day from a crappy day into a spark of life and a spark of happiness in their day. And it became the brightest spark part of their day. You never know. So when you go out with love and gratitude, and things will go beautifully. There are times that the universe says, yeah, we just don't quite want it that way. So we're just going to do this a little bit. But, the universe is always full of finding ways to help you improve, to help you along and everything else. So get out there with love and gratitude, with sincerity. That's the key. So you have to be sincere about it. Not like, oh, I'm going out to, and inside you're going, yeah, no, with sincerity and full of love and gratitude, get out there, go meet people. We're about to go out for a walk. We're going to have, I'm full of love and gratitude for the neighbors we get to meet tonight. We get to, maybe sit and chat with and stop and talk with, or just meet along the way. But we're going to get to say hi to people and give them a smile, and we're going to have a great walk. So with that, I'm out of here. Go out, have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we will see you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. Hey, konara.